Good morning, everyone. On behalf of OSI Consulting, I want to thank you all for joining us to learn about two software applications that OSI Consulting has built under OSI's SmartApp platform. My name is John Vergara. I'm Director of Marketing here at OSI, based out of our corporate headquarters here in Los Angeles, and I'll be hosting our webcast today. Our two presenters are Varun Grover and Sanchit Singhal. They are OSI technical leads based out of India, out of Hyderabad, and also they are the subject matter experts and creators of these smart apps. Sanchit is a technical architect with OSI's Salesforce practice. He focuses on providing solutions for integrating Salesforce. He's from the Salesforce team. They integrate with external systems and applications. He's provided solutions on a variety of integration suites and is quite familiar with tools such as Informatica, Boomi, and MuleSoft. Our other speaker, Varun, is also a technical lead over at OSI's Salesforce practice, and he has, similar to Sanchit, he has provided solutions on a number of other tools, just like Sanchit, Informatica, but also SSIS and Talent D. So we're really pleased to have these guys speak today and to demonstrate the power of these new applications they have built. So let's jump right in with today's agenda. So today we're going to cover smart apps for enterprise. There'll be two apps that have been built. One is called Marco Polo, and the other is Baritone. We're going to go through a little overview of what they are, what the benefits are, and then jump right into demos for each one of them. We'll wrap up with a Q&A session. So, with typical WebEx formats, it's easiest if you type them into our chat box down in the bottom right-hand side as we go, and we'll respond to each question at the end of the webinar. So please go ahead as we're going through this webinar. Feel free to just type them in, and we'll cover them towards the end. So now I'm going to pass it over to our first speaker, Sanchit, who will provide more context on smart apps in general, and we'll demo the first of our two smart apps named Marco Polo. So over to you, Sanchit. Take it away.
Thank you, John. Thanks everyone for joining us today for this webinar. And one of the first things that I'm going to speak about is an introduction to what exactly we mean by smart apps for enterprise here at OSI. So when we say smart apps, it means applications which are cloud-based solutions that we have developed in-house at OSI Consulting. Now the key technologies that we have used, they consist of enterprise-ready cloud technologies from vendors like Google and IBM, and the whole design philosophy is that any application that we design, it's made for cloud first, and it uses the traditional cloud technologies which are enterprise ready. On the deployment side and the usage, we have a very simple setup. So if you like the applications and you'd like to be part of this, you can start on with the engagement on day one itself. The other benefits are these applications, they help you to easily extend your CRM capabilities on major CRM platforms like Salesforce, Zoho, and if you have a custom solution which is native to your business, these applications can extend that as well. So this was like an introduction to what smart apps for enterprise. Now I'm going to jump into the first application that we have here, the Marco Polo. Now, our objective with Marco Polo was to have a single platform within a CRM which can provide a geographical spread of business information for stakeholders like the C-suite executives, the business unit heads, the service agents and managers. Some of the key benefits for that includes a visual representation of the Salesforce business data or your CRM data as a connected information on a live map. We also have a seamless integrations with CRM actions like creating a new customer, creating new opportunities, having your meeting scheduled. For getting more business insights, we are tapping into intelligent data sources like UA sensor data to help you plan your marketing and business operations. So this was a brief overview of what Marco Polo is about. Next, I am going to jump into a quick demo of what the application looks like in flesh, and what are the moving parts there. Okay, so we are now within the Marco Polo application, and it's currently hosted on Salesforce. But like I said, the application, it supports Salesforce, it supports Zoho, and if you have a custom CRM implementation or you have a custom cloud-based solution, the application can be extended to those platforms as well. Now, right from the moment when the application is launched, it's designed to deliver an instant message. So it's telling me where my customers are in terms of the blue OSI markers that we see on a live map. Now, if I go inside a map, it tells me how my business is performing on a specific zip code in terms of, what's the revenues, what are the number of opportunities that I have in that area. And it also gives me a glimpse into the industry-wise categorization of my customers. So I'm doing good business in pharma. For other industries, I have a certain revenue share, things like that. So what we did was, we picked all the essential standard objects that we have usually with a CRM, things like accounts, opportunities, contacts, and we developed the application around the usual objects that you have within any CRM application. Now there are a few moving parts to the application. So there are sides to it which talks about analytics. There are sides to it which talks about the execution. So on one side where you have this filter area which can be used to apply data filters from the map itself. So let's say we were looking for the accounts for a specific industry and not necessarily everything that I'm part of. So what I can do is I can quickly pick an industry, let's say energy, and when I do a search here, the map marks location only where you have customers from the energy industry. So the idea is if you have any analytics that you want to do, and usually how we do that is we create multiple reports, we create multiple dashboards, but instead of that you have a live map where you see all the customers connected, and you have in provision to do any quick analysis that you want right from the map itself. If we scroll down, we also see that we have an overview. So I see not just things on a map. I see things like numbers, what are my total accounts, the number of opportunities that I have, the amount of revenue I have with that. And I also see things like different charts. So any analysis needs that I have in terms of numbers, in terms of charts, in terms of seeing things connected on a live map, the application is designed to handle all of them. Now this was just a glimpse of some of the analytics capabilities of the application, and before I go into some of the other areas, I'll just take a step back and just introduce the design philosophy that we have with this application and every other application in our SmartApps portfolio. So while the idea is that we compile a set of features which are standard to all the major CRM softwares, the app itself is customizable to any unique business requirements. So if any of our customers they bring a unique customization, a unique business proposition, and they want us to modify the application based on that, so the platform is open to having such customizations in place. Now coming back to the application, there is another side of this application which lets you address the execution side of the equation. So what we have here is we have this nifty actions button sitting in the bottom pane, and when I click on it, it pops an action menu. Now this menu lets you interact with your CRM software right from the map itself. So the idea is really make the application a one-stop solution for your analysis needs, for your actionable needs, any interaction that you want to do with your CRM software. So I'll take an example. So let's say you launch the application as part of a sales meeting, and what you want to do is want the ability to create a new opportunity while you're planning. So once you click on new opportunity, you have the capability to compose a new opportunity. Put in the essential things like selecting a customer, a name for an opportunity, the close date, stages, things like that. And once you do that, the map is just going to refresh itself and just take in all the new information that you just captured. Switching gears from the actionable side of things, the application has a third aspect that helps you in planning. So when I say planning, planning your sales and marketing operations. Now what we can do is, if we just move up, we can mark certain areas on the map itself. We can create sort of a geographical boundary from the map, and when I click through this, what's going to happen is the application is connecting to some real-time business databases like the US Industrial Census Survey, and we retrieve information like what are the different businesses which are operating in this area, what are their employee strengths, what are their revenue strengths, and things like that. So I can see that in specific area I have all these zip codes. For a specific zip code, these are the number of businesses that are operating, these are their average employee strength, their average employee pays, and things like that. So while we help you plan, but at the same time you can visualize your prospective territories. So if we go back and we see the map the way we had it in the first row, we see only the customers which we have right now. But with the help of the analysis feature and the planning feature, we can even draw boundaries, and we can see where our business is heading. So this was a brief around the maps, the Marco Polo application. I'll quickly go back. So now we'll have my colleague Varun take us through the Baritone application. So over to you, Varun.
the I'll be showcasing the Baritone app today, which is part of the SmartApps for Enterprise. So I'll quickly go over the overview of the Baritone. The objective of Baritone is that it basically helps you analyze the tone of your customer. Baritone analyzes the customer interactions that can be through emails or comments, and it provides the level of customer satisfaction based on certain parameters on the tone. The major stakeholders here would be the C-suite executives, the BU heads, and the service agents. The benefit of Baritone is that it provides you insights into unstructured data, which of course is your text, and you can act on those parameters, and which I'll just showcase when I demo the app. It provides you reporting capabilities of whether your customers are satisfied or not satisfied based on the tone or the conversations that are happening between your customers and your service agents. It also provides actionable tasks directly from the application into Salesforce. Now I'll quickly move over to the demo of this app. So this is the dashboard of the application, or basically the homepage of the application. It's if you see on the left side, it shows you the cases and accounts, which is part of the Salesforce CRM. And since it's analyzing the cases or the comments on the cases, the dashboard is built around the comments and emails that are part of cases which are in Salesforce. So the dashboard has certain widgets which show the overall analytics of the application. like the total number of cases I have in my org and how many of them are positive side and how many are of them on the negative side based on certain parameters, which are of course configurable. So let's say for me, if the customer is 50 or 60% satisfied, that's a positive case for me. So for me, currently the configuration is if it's 50%, then it's a positive case. So this part is also configurable in Baritone. The next is the trend analysis, which it can show. It basically shows the trend of the cases and the comments which are on these cases and how the conversations are happening between the customers and the service agents and how the tone is actually trending from start date to end date. It also shows you the 5 parameters that are part of the tone, which we basically call joy, anger, disgust, sadness, and fear. So these are the 5 characteristics of a tone that we analyze as part of Baritone, and it is shown here. So the data that is shown on this particular widget is for your overall CRM application. It's not related to any particular case or comment. It's related to your whole data or a whole CRM application. The next is the map. So let's say your organization is a global organization and it has business or over multiple regions, then we can show this analytics on a map. So if I wanted to see how many, in what regions are my customers not satisfied or basically below 30% of customer satisfaction, then I can filter that out and see it on a map and see which of the regions are not satisfied and take actions accordingly. The next few widgets tells me the top satisfied customers, top unsatisfied customers, and the top agents which are in my CRM. Then I'll quickly go to the cases tab. So as I mentioned, it basically takes data from your case comments and case emails, which are part of your Salesforce object, and analyzes that text or emails and gives you the actual analysis or what the customer tone is. So if I go to the dashboard, I could see that one of the customers was not satisfied. This one, the satisfaction rating was 19. So if I click on that customer, I'll be able to see the overall tone of that account. So if you see the graph on the left side, it shows how these 5 characteristics are being built up for this particular account. And if I see the right widget, it shows the number of cases that are related to this particular account or customer. So currently I only have 1 case for this customer. So it's on this timeline, it's just showing me a single case that's related to this customer. And the tone or the characteristics of the tone, which are anger, disgust, fear, joy, and sadness, are shown on the right side of the widget. So if I go to this particular case, if I wanted to analyze why the customer is not happy or which of the case is having a bad comment or an email, I can just click on the case and it will redirect me to the cases tab, which is present in the Baritone. So this particular page is now showing the case level analysis or the case level tone of the end customer. So if I see the customer is not satisfied, there's around 25% of anger in the conversation based on the text that's mentioned in the comment, and that's what is shown here. The other part of this application is, so if I am a manager or a C-level executive and I want this particular account or case to be marked directly from this application, I can mark this case. This case will then be automatically marked in Salesforce, and I'll move over to Salesforce, and this will show that this particular case has been marked by the Baritone application. The other thing that's integrated is, so if I'm working on the Salesforce platform and I'm on a particular case screen, I can configure a custom button which will automatically redirect me to the Baritone application and open that particular case. So that was part of the Baritone application that we are showcasing. Currently, we are able to analyze the, the comments and the emails which are part of the cases on the Salesforce platform as well as Zoho platform. But as Sanchit mentioned, we are open to customizations and how this can be built on other platforms and custom platforms. So over to you, John.
All right, that's great. Thanks, Varun, for your overview of Baritone. So now I'd like to let's go back. Varun, if you could put the screen back up for the PowerPoint presentation. Thank you very much. So that was the basics for Marco Polo and Baritone. If you'd like to learn a little bit more about these apps or about OSI's deep experience with Salesforce.com, please give us a call or send us an email to sales@osius.com. We'll have this information as contact information at the end on our final slide, as well as our follow-up email to all attendees. Don't forget also that we always post our webinars on YouTube, so please look us up on under OSI Consulting in YouTube. Again, we'll have that link at the end of this webinar, and we'll also send it via email. We have not only the recordings of our entire Salesforce education series to date, but many other interesting topics. So we encourage you to browse through our YouTube page and see the presentations there. Our team at Salesforce.com, technical and functional experts, are always happy to discuss your needs in this category or any other technical needs you may have. So that said, I'm going to do a quick blurb about OSI Consulting. We have to do the sales pitch, of course, but it'll be quick. We are a full-service technology and business consulting firm. We've been around for about 25 years. We've got 1,300 employees worldwide across, I believe we're at 19 offices across the world. So we have lots of experience. We're internationally recognized, specifically in enterprise technologies and applications, much like what the apps that you saw today. We do lots of implementation work across a whole bunch of different categories and with different platforms, including Salesforce, Oracle. We use PeopleSoft products, Hyperion products. We're on Microsoft, we're on Tableau. But for today's purposes, we're talking specifically about the Salesforce platform. We've got a very large and very experienced team, both in the US and in India, that can help you with anything you may need. So that said, that's my blurb on OSI. I'm going to quickly jump over to Q&A. We have a few questions that were sent to us on the chat function, and we have a few here that I've got as well. I'm going to open up the mics to Varun and Sanchit so they can help walk us through this. So first question for the team. Salesforce applications are commonly shared via the App Exchange, the Salesforce App Exchange. When will Baritone and Marco Polo be available on the App Exchange? Varun or Sanchit?
Sure. Thanks, Sean, for the question. So, okay, so one of the things that we have is the applications that you saw just now. I mean, they are not listed on App Exchange as we are talking. We are registered on the Salesforce App Exchange as Salesforce Silver Partners, but the applications are currently not available, and that has been a conscious thing that we have trying to undertake. So we have a package version for the application, both the Marco Polo and the Baritone. But the idea is, we want to sell these more like, solutions for your specific requirements around, maps and analysis and things like, AI-based tone analysis. So at this time, we are open more to a direct selling. wherein we get in touch with you, we understand what exactly your requirements are under these two areas, and we either we get into an engagement, we would just like to install the standard product, or if there's a customization required, we can get into that agreement and we can have those customizations for you. So at this very moment, we are more into a direct selling sort of a solution for both the application.
Thank you very much. Now, of course, people are always going to be concerned about cost, so I got a few questions about cost on this. Do you have any feedback on or indication on pricing around these apps? Does it have any dependencies, any requirements around it? Does it vary according to the size of the company? Can you guys give us a few comments about the cost of these apps?
Sure, John. So, while we do have some boilerplate pricing for both the applications, if you decide to go with the standard package product, but like I said, the idea is, we want to get into, your exact requirement, and based on that, the pricings, they are flexible. We do have a standard pricing, but, based on the exact solution that you intend to buy, we customize the pricing based on the customer's requirement. So, any queries that we have around pricing, feel free to get in touch with our sales team, and we would be more than happy to walk you through the whole pricing solution. Like I said, we are flexible, but we do have a standard pricing for both the products.
Great. Thank you very much for that. There's a question that came about Marco Polo. You mentioned, Sanchit, the data sources for when you did that mapping. You mentioned census data. Are there other sources of data that are being used to ensure the highest quality of the information that is being presented there? Can you comment about the data sources a little bit?
Absolutely, John. That's actually a great question. So, while tapping into the US Census surveys itself, it is a very reliable data source, and it gives a real good glimpse into the way the business are shaped in that part of the world. But having said that, because we are talking about applications based on a map, the platform is open for connecting to any other external data sources. So if you have any proprietary KML files or any fusion tables or anything that you have as part of your mapping initiative, the platform has been designed to accommodate any data source that you want to present on an application. So it taps into the CRM database, it taps into the US Census, and it is open for external data sources also.
Okay. Thanks. We have a question from Kanishk. A couple of questions from him. Would you guys be investing time in the future exploring other AI product offerings from other vendors and come up with utility solutions?
Okay, so Varun, I think we can take this joint because we both have been getting our heads together on this one. So the answer is yes. We do have a wider and a better portfolio when it comes to just AI-based applications. So the Baritone application that we saw, it's one of the most promising areas in AI, where we tackle things like natural language processing, tone analysis, things like that. But we do have applications, and we do have solutions around other artificial intelligence technologies like image recognition and predictive analysis and things that you usually hear when you talk about an artificial intelligence, even having like chatbots or virtual assistants for that matter. Varun, do you want to add to that?
So just to add to your point, Sanchit and John, we are coming up with a couple of more applications around the AI area, and one of those applications would serve the Salesforce. It would be a virtual assistant for Salesforce, and the other one that we are focusing is on the mobile app. It's a virtual assistant for mobile app for businesses, as we are focusing on SmartApps for enterprise. It will integrate with your business systems and your CRM basically, and give you the flexibility of virtual assistant, and using your voice, you could just go through your CRM applications and do your daily stuff. So we are working on those areas on the AI side, and we'll be coming up with a couple of more applications in just a few months.
Okay, thanks, Varun. You cut out just a little bit at the end there. Could you repeat the last sentence that you just said?
So I said that we'll be coming out with a couple of more applications, which will be on the AI side. One of them will be on the mobile, and other one will be on the Salesforce platform.
Great. So that weaves into another question we got from Kanishk. He's saying, so can we assume that these products are not specific just to Salesforce, but other possible systems? You had mentioned other CRMs. Can you comment on that?
Yes. Both Marco Polo and Baritone are currently integrated with Zoho as well. And for Baritone specifically, we have integrated with Freshdesk also. And as part of customizations, it can be integrated with any of the applications, any of your custom CRMs or any custom applications that you want to analyze your customer tone. So it's not specific to only Salesforce, but to any of the applications that you want to integrate with.
So that again weaves in with another customization question that I saw. Can the user customize it, the purchaser of the app, or how does customization actually work with these apps?
So when we say customization, as part of Baritone, there are few things which the customer could customize themselves, like how the AI works, how the processing is done, whether it's daily, how the 5 different tones are categorized, what are the thresholds. So these sort of customizations can be done by the end customer. But if they want a solution to be built specifically for them, so let's say they have a custom object or a custom app in which they store customer data or customer communication, and they want to analyze that. So that would sort of come into a custom solution, and we'll use the capabilities of Baritone to build a custom solution for them.
Okay.
If that answers your question.
Yes, it does. I think so. I'm not seeing any other questions. Anybody else? If you have any other questions at this point, let us know. That's about all the time we have for today. Again, thanks you for participating, and Varun, if you could go to the next page, that'd be awesome. And then I want to, if you could move to the next page, please. Thank you. Just wanted to give people the closing piece here. There we go. There it is. Thank you. So that's, again, I wanted to thank everybody for participating today. Please, again, look for a recording and the associated PowerPoint on our YouTube channel, which I've listed here. But that should be available in about 48 hours. If you need to contact us, you'll receive an email from us right after this webinar with our full contact information. Again, we thank you for participating today, and thank you to Varun and Sanchit for taking us through these interesting new applications, and we're excited to see what else comes out of this team. Thank you all, and we'll talk soon.